Since I'm running out of A New Hope booster packs in my store, I'll be opening a New Hope box here. One of the neatest looking boxes. I just like the purple color of this one in general. And they got Red 2 and Red 5, the same images they use for Red 2 and Red 5 on the box. I got nothing against Chewie. I'm not really a big Chewie fan. I just kind of like the purple with the Tatooine and the X-Wings on there. It's a good look. So this is one of those boosters that the side is often open. I should say I haven't seen one where it isn't. So a lot of the booster boxes, like here's a Coruscant one. The wrap goes all the way around. It's a special cameo for Coruscant. Oh, and I mean, this is not what I paid for this one, but apparently at some point this whole box was $82.50. If you look up Coruscant booster box on eBay, you will probably not see one for that much today. But it's an older box. Doesn't have the Decipher shrink wrap on it. I first started noticing that around Hoth. And we should have a rules insert in here. Yep, there it is. A little bit of discoloration, which is to be expected when it's this old, so you can see some yellow splotches here. And it's actually kind of sticking just more than a little bit. I might not want to open this one up at the moment. But yeah, so all sorts of new rules that they introduced in this. And it's sticking together a little bit. There it comes apart. But a lot of the Cantina aliens were featured in this set, so they got their pictures down there. And some new cards that you'll see. So there's some Death Star rules. Maybe we'll get a Death Star system. But we'll open one pack from this box. Let's see here. There we go. So open and ready for display. If I had a brick and mortar store instead of just an online store, I'd be displaying it that way. I guess I still kind of do in the room where I keep all these. Let's see, which one sticks out? It's either the center or the right one. Let's go with, just because this one sticks out a little bit more than the others, we'll go with that one. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that there's a particular effect related to leaving the Death Star trench that I tend to get a lot in A New Hope boosters. So hopefully that's not the one today. We're going to open one pack, maybe two if I get that card called a Maneuver Check. It's one of those things where it's pretty much the worst card to get, which almost makes it funny when it... Well, it actually is pretty funny when it does happen. But I'd still rather get a main character. And these wrappers are especially brittle. The older sets are that way, and I do sell sets of wrappers to people, so I want to keep my wrappers in good shape. If they look good from the front, that's the goal. So far, so good. The rest of it, okay. Not too bad. A little bit of a hole there, but that's pretty good for an older pack. That's definitely one that I can add to the lots. All right. So our first four cards are going to be uncommon. Our rare is a light side card. That's a good sign because two of the rare twos, the more common rares, are Chewbacca and R2-D2. Of course, one of them is Death Star 2, but most of the R2s aren't very good in this set. It might be confusing if I say R2, I mean rare 2, not R2-D2. Skyhoppers, I always thought these things were cool. I remember piloting one in Rebel Assault. That's like your training mission. A very old game, like a rail shooter Star Wars game. You can actually still play it. It's easy to get on Steam if you play any games on Steam. A little bit of an Easter egg there with one of George Lucas's first films. putting the name there into the spider droid, or spider vehicle. Useful card. This is this won a game for me in the Colorado Regionals a couple years ago, getting Chewbacca separated from all of his buddies and beating up on Chewbacca on his own with all my destroyer droids, because destroyer droids aren't leaders and they don't have great ability. Well, some of them aren't leaders, but yeah. So I got to beat down on Chewbacca by himself, while Luke and Leia and whoever else were excluded from the battle. Neat looking card, but it's probably not going to hit anything. I like this card a lot. There's an effect that lets you play these things for free, so sometimes you can surprise your opponent with, they don't expect you to grab their interrupt, and you can play this on them. Another neat card. Kind of wish that Destiny 3 lose this effect wasn't there. You know, maybe losing a force instead, or using a force instead of, well, yeah, draw one, lose one force. But yeah, as soon as they draw 3, you lose the card, so it's not very, doesn't have a lot of staying power, so it's kind of a bummer. He's pretty useful, especially the virtual version. Okay, we got a nice Jawa here. Anytime you get a unique Jawa or unique Tusken Raider, it's a good card to get. And okay, all right. Well, let's see here. This could be a Clackdoor 7. Let's see if we can find the parsec. Oh, okay, darn. So I was hoping it was a Corellia, because Corellia is a really nice card to get, but this is a Clackdoor 7. So yeah, it's a rare system. It's got a neat color. Most planets aren't pinkish purple, and I guess I did say earlier I like purple, but then as soon as I saw a system, I was hoping it's a Corellia, because that's like a, gosh, that's, I don't even remember what it is these days, probably a $15 card, but yeah, it's still a rare that it isn't a magnetic suction tube or a random useless effect. So that's a New Hope booster box and a pack. Hope you enjoyed going through that with me. I think my favorite card probably was Stunning Leader, just because that was kind of fun to beat up on the whole Rebel Alliance by getting Chewie isolated and beating him down. So that was a good memory from a tournament from some time ago. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you tune in for future videos.